What's going on, guys? It's your boy John the Liquidator coming back with another video, and it looked like Shedeur Sanders has responded to reports of him becoming the second string quarterback. Guys, for this one here, we got to go all the way up to Cleveland. Let's get it. Let's go.
I'll say mentally, and I'm not talking about on the field. I'm talking about more off the field. I'll say,
I guess on the field where you.
oh well, I'll say like overall, I feel like I understand a little bit more. You know how to handle like different situations. You know, and being the leader and understanding that you can't really give any. I don't know, my personality. I'm playful. You know what I mean? So I guess not everybody likes playful all the time. So. It's to understand how to be, you know, at all times, and you know, keep my personality a little bit slimmer, I guess, because not everybody understands it at all times, and you may not have a full time to be able to explain things.
So what was your reaction to Rex Ryan's criticism?
So you just trying to start something. You feel me? When we not on no negativity from now on, man. We're not doing that. I'm just here to be positive, and I don't speak on anything negative, you know. So that's the new wave. That's what we going forward with.
We don't have an answer on this yet.
Well, I shouldn't have an answer.
Well, no,
y'all don't have an answer.
No, I just meant we don't know yet if you're going to be the number 2. But how excited, how ready, how great would that be for you to have an opportunity to go out there and back up Dylan in this game in Pittsburgh?
Oh well, no, we're gonna make sure we do everything we can to make sure Dylan ready for the game. So, you know, whatever that means. So, each and every day, even when Joe was the starter, everything, you know, prepare the right way and be ready to know that you could get out there at any point in time. So, you know, I'm overly confident within myself. So I know when I first got here, you know, I'm ready to play. But, you know, it's up to the coaches, and, you know, whatever decision, you know, they make, then I'm fine with.
Its totality, took care of the football, you know, did a nice job for us coming out of half, did a nice job on the second drive of the game. You know, that 3rd and 9 play in the red zone was really a good job getting through his progression. And then, you know, there's some things later that we want to clean up and continue to work on, but, you know, positive feeling after his first one.
That 3rd down play on the second last drive there, it was kind of hard to tell what that was.
Which one?
The incompletion to Isaiah.
To Isaiah Bond. Yep. Okay. On the right side. Yeah, just not on the same page of the timing of it. And those are, you know, throws that we expect to time up and to connect on, but you know, slid a little bit to our right. There was a little pressure. Ball probably came out a little bit earlier than we wanted, and you know, just misfired and miscued with him and IB on that one. But felt like we had a chance there to convert and keep it going there to close it out, but continue to improve on that.
More out of the receiving core than you guys have gotten so far.
Yeah, I think it's all of our jobs, right? It's a total group effort there. We got to put them in good positions to have success. You know, we got to be on time. We got to be accurate when we have opportunities. We got to make contested plays. That's part of the NFL. But, you know, as a staff, we want to make sure that we're putting them in the right spot and giving them the best opportunities to have success based on what they do best. And whether it's use of motion or use of variations and formations, you know, we got to be on it to make sure that we allow those guys to go out there and play their full potential.
Along those lines, when you look at the lack of explosive plays in the pass game that you guys unable to generate, do you think that's more a byproduct of the way teams our defenses are aligning or playing you guys? Or do you think it's more self-inflicted stuff that needs to be cleaned up?
Yeah, there's a lot of probably factors to that. We always try to look as internal as possible, right? Like, what can we do? What are we doing that we need to improve on? How do we make those plays? How do we get them in the right spots? How do we make sure when we have them that we're connecting them? So we're not going to look very outward on that. I mean, there's certainly schematic things that you might call a play and they're in soft shell and it's not the right look for it. That happens. But when we have the look and we're not able to capitalize on that, we're going to look inward and figure out how we improve those things.
Was it by design in London to try to keep Gabriel in the pocket as much as possible, or did the Vikings want to keep him in the pocket?
Are you talking about them defensively? Yeah. I mean, I think that's how they rush. You know, they do a nice job of trying to condense things inside, you know, keep wide edges to them. You know, he stepped up on the one scramble, backed up on an early 3rd down. Probably a couple opportunities there, you know, throughout the game to step up and go. But They did a nice job in their rush patterns. They had some twists and stunts where maybe you think you have an edge and then it's taken away. So that's pretty consistent with how teams want to rush. They want to push the inside and create edges on the outside. So to really limit the ability to get out of the pocket.
You can expect to see growth in the second start, and then what challenges does Pittsburgh's defense present to that?
Yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh defense has been who they've been for quite a while now, and starts with their front. They have an excellent front across the board. You usually got 5 covered, so it's a lot of one-on-one matchups. Linebackers are aggressive, retooled secondary that has a lot of talent. So, certainly you might know where they line up, but that doesn't mean it's an easy task. They have really good players and do a nice job of playing hard, physical, and creating pressure on the quarterback. They do a nice job with batted balls and creating, again, the ability to push the pocket inside with who they've got. For Dylan, I think operationally we look to the biggest areas to improve. I mean, after one start, there's going to be things that he's more comfortable doing. There's going to be rhythm there that he can get on the same page with the offensive line and the rest of the skilled players. And you just look to build, the continuity with the rest of the group. I think every time he steps out there with those guys, you'll see that can continue to improve, whether it's communication or physical, just connecting on things. I think that continuity will continue to improve for him.
Cam got one series there at left tackle, and then KT was the rest. Was that sort of the plan going in to kind of get his feet wet? And how much more do you expect to utilize him this week?
Yeah, hard week for Cam, right? I mean, you come here and then all of a sudden you're going to Europe. So, we felt like he did a nice job during the week. We had a plan going into the game, get his feet wet a little bit, see how it continues to go, and evaluate it from there. But, he did a nice job for us a week ago getting ready to play, and, we'll continue to build on that.
Steelers are second right now with their 10 takeaways.
Yep.
That defense do well in terms of creating those kind of splash.
Yeah, they affect the quarterback, right? I mean, they affect him. Doesn't mean it's a strip sack or it's a sack fumble, but they affect him in a way where they bat balls, they push the pocket, they flush him into making poor decisions. Like, they do a great job of affecting the quarterback, making the quarterback feel unsettled. And then everywhere across the ball, they attack the football when they tackle. I mean, they're looking to bring you down, but they are attacking the football as they tackle you. So ball carriers, skilled players got to do a great job. Line's got to cover down to make sure we're there for them. And then, we got to do our whole group protecting the quarterback. And part of that's playing on time. Part of it's just doing a good job with the edge players and the push inside.
As far as Shedeur is concerned, what have you guys seen from him? We can't watch practice anymore. So What kind of growth have you seen in him since we last saw him play? How's he coming along? And then I don't know if you can address your thoughts on how ready he might be to be the number 2. I know you haven't made a decision yet. But.
Yeah, I'll let others address all that. I think, for Shedeur, we're looking for constant improvement throughout the season, and he's done that. I mean, I think you see the growth and the familiarity of the offense and what we're asking of those guys. I think the level of preparation it takes week to week, when you're putting a new game plan together, that's a learning curve for all rookies. So I think he's gotten more used to that, gotten up to speed, doing a nice job in his preparation and understanding what the game plan holds. And then when he's had his opportunities to go operate it, he's done a nice job. So again, all of our rookies, we're playing a lot of them, right? We're trying to continue on them on an upward trend and see how much they can handle and how to improve them. And, he fits in with the rest of the group that way.
On those lines, is there any credence to, Kevin talked about players development, he even talked about thinking long, hard about moving to Dylan in the starting role. Is there any credence to, a rookie quarterback, maybe, or a more veteran quarterback